Championships. I'm Sean Lippert. We're here live in Windsor, Ontario at the St. Clair College Sportsplex. I have Chris Brecka and Dave Austin, our volleyball analysts. We got a game for you. On any given day, this would have been a gold medal match. This is going to be the Humber Hawks versus Mohawk Mountaineers. Dave, tell me a little bit about Humber. What do they got to do to get this game motivated to get in the bronze?
Well, I think the biggest challenge facing Humber is they had a late, very emotional, hard-fought match last night. They didn't get out of this gym till after 11 o'clock in the evening. They had to turn around and come out here this morning. They had gold medal hopes. They've been dashed. And then they got to face a very well-rested, played an afternoon game, very talented Mohawk Mountaineer team.
So Mohawk Mountaineers were the #1 seed coming into this, arguably, that is.
Yep.
What does Mohawk got to do to get this game?
Well, I think that big upset on the very first day started things off, and for Mohawk, I'm sure that was a slap in the face. And they've certainly got something to prove here, and I'm sure that they're going to dig in and go for the bronze.
The one word that we keep hearing over and over in this tournament is upset, upset, upset. That's exactly what's happened here. Both these teams are going to battle to get into that bronze medal. I mean, that's going to be tough to do, to find that motivation. Both these teams have already been deprived of what they came here for. Now they're here early in the morning and get motivated. What do you think are going to be the predictions for this?
Well, they're both very proud programs, but Mohawk has medals every year since 2010. I think that's a motivational factor for them. I don't think they want to see that streak end. I'm going to back Mohawk in this match.
That's
She's
a good
a coach,
call too.
Dave.
You know,
Yes.
Humber has the experience at this level too, so you know, I don't know. It's going to be a battle.
Come on, Chris, get off the fence. Who are you backing?
Yeah, it's just playing, being objective.
You know what? I feel like you were mentioning the emotional upset last night. It's got to be a real kick for the Humber squad, and I mean, it could go either way. They could come out and go crazy, or they're just going to be a little lackluster.
Now, Humber Hawks, they have a first-year Richardson, who's a setter, who is setting the best, arguably, OCAA player in the league, probably in the country, and that's Terrell Bramwell. That's quite the difference, a 5-year player with a 1-year player. I mean, that connection, is that happening with Humber?
Well, that connection didn't happen early in last night's match, and I think that was one of the factors that cost them. Richardson came out, looked nervous.
Who wouldn't be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'll bet he's over that today. He'll play much better today.
Now you got Mohawk, who has a very smooth, strong player, and Adam Sheedle, and then you have Charlie Hancock and Eric Denecki. It seems like Mohawk has more weapons in this game.
I think across the board, I think they're a little more solid. You know, maybe Humber's got some flair, but I think Mohawk's.
Any way you look at it, we're going to have an amazing morning match for you. Grab another coffee, sit at the table. You're getting all the best OCAA men's volleyball action here at we-tv.ca.
Imagine a place to climb, to tumble, to fly, to run, to glide, to achieve, where a sense of health, friendly competition, and growth all come together. Can you imagine that place, that destination? We have, and we're building it right now in Windsor, with a planned development of almost 200,000 square feet of athletic playground, and that's just on the inside. Central Park Athletics, some of it's already here.
This St. Clair College Sportsplex, we're underway. Humber draws first blood. Steve Gomes and Neil McTavish here with you. With the serve is Isaacs for the Hawks. Kovacs goes outside, or up the middle, and that's a big fella. Number 8, Bright Marcuson, 7'2".
He's like two of me, Steve.
It's gonna be tough to stop him.
His size of his feet.
Serving for the Hawks, Trevor McLaughlin. Ace serve, pardon me, the Mountaineers. McLaughlin.
Nice top spin on that one.
McLaughlin for 2. Tosses, takes a run, big swing. Richardson for the Hawks goes up the middle, and he finds his man. That's Alex Stefaniuk. A short 6'9" in comparison to the middle blocker from the Mountaineers.
These guys don't have to jump.
That net looks awfully low with the height on the floor today. Outside, that's a strong swing from Adam Sheedle, fifth-year player out of Kitchener, Ontario.
They're just feeling each other out right now, Steve.
And here's the big fella again, Bryce Marcuson. 7 foot 2 inches short. It's a good pass from Lewicki. Richardson tries the 31, and Stefaniuk just can't reach it, a little too high.
So he was off his feet a little early too. Those are hard to time. He's got his ankle bandaged up.
It's been a long, grueling weekend for all teams here. This 11 a.m. start, not an easy one, especially two teams that were looking to play at 6 o'clock in the championship game.
That's right.
Right side attack from the Mountaineers. That's Charlie Hancock. Another big fella, 6'6".
Charlie from North Bay, Ontario.
Good team height here for the Mountaineers.
I can see why these two teams were seeded 1 and 2.
Both teams have been upset. St. Clair College took care of Humber on Saturday night, and the Mountaineers fell in a 5-set match to open up the tournament. And we have a timeout called by Humber early on. As Coach Brecka was discussing, Humber might come out flat, expecting to play for gold today and really have a play-in match for the bronze.
Well, you also have the fact of the times of the games yesterday. You had that late game that went until almost 11 o'clock, and then an earlier game. So
Humber looking to regroup. What's Coach Wilkins telling his boys here?
play your game. Down 4 this early, they can't afford to be. They also, in my opinion, seem to be at a disadvantage because they're playing a little later game this morning. The Fanshawe game, they're already resting, got their feet up, probably a burger. And these guys got to play at 11, and then they're back at 4. And if you go, the difference between 3 and 5 sets can be quite substantial.
You're looking at playing 4 games in just over 2 days. Mohawk with the ball, serving Bryce Marcuson. Lewicki's pass, not a good one. They go outside to Wilkins. The big fella with the dig, Marcuson. Outside, the Mohawks go, and it's Adam Sheedle taking care of business. Mohawk up early, 7-2.
Marcuson, when he serves that, he stands there and hits it pretty well downhill.
The luxury of being 7-2 with a huge reach. Lewicki, better pass this time. They go back door to Bramwell, who comes in with a tip. Handled by the Mountaineers. They go out to the left side, and oh my, Sheedle, not a good swing.
A little set, he was off balance when he took that set, putting it out to the left side.
Sometimes you just got to keep it in play, take a little bit off. Bramwell with the ball, big jump serve, and it finds the net. He just looks unfocused. Last night we saw them serve tough, not today.
Still early.
Hancock rips one. Richardson tries Stefaniuk in the middle, and again, too high on the 31, or is Stefaniuk in too early?
It's hard to say whether it was at setter or did he just not get off the floor fast enough or late enough in that particular case.
Patrick Richardson's a 6'4" setter for the Hawks. Rookie has had a real strong game Friday night and then a lackluster performance yesterday as hands are called against the Mountaineers.
Just waiting for that whistle as soon as it touched his hands.
Ali Sharif Alam, our up official, calling the ball handling today.
We'll call some of the down stuff here from the table.
Stefaniak's serve ends up with a point as the attack from Hancock finds the net.
It looked like he was trying to go down the line on that. He picked a bit of the antenna.
It's a tough shot out of the backcourt going down the line, but you can score if you're effective with it. Ball goes outside, and that's Sheedle, and he's into the net again, taking an off-balance swing.
Yeah, it's as soon as you saw him go up off his feet, a little tilted to the left, he would definitely off balance.
Stefaniak with the ball. Good float serve. Only one option here for Mohawk, and they had to go to the right side, handled by the Hawks. Lewicki dug. Right side, Charlie Hancock. Backcourt ball rolled over from Bramwell. Mohawk answers out of the backcourt, and it finds the line. Point for the Mountaineers.
Trevor McLaughlin took off behind the attack line. His feet didn't come down until he was almost at the net. What a great play.
That's an athlete on display for you. Here's Adam Sheedle, 6'3" out of Kitchener, 5th year, and he finds the tape with his jump serve. A little frustration there.
3-point lead.
Cameron Wilkins. It's a good float serve. Mohawk goes up the middle, sealed at the net. Now they go back. Lewicki keeps the ball alive. Richardson finds his man Bramwell. Hawks retain the ball and will have to send over a freebie. Outside attack from the Hawks. Trevor McLaughlin. Eric Danicki takes the ball for the Mountaineers.
Charlie Hancock had a couple of nice hits in that last series out of the right side.
Richardson goes back quick. Mountaineers handle it, pump it outside. Hancock again. Lewicki's got to fix it for the Hawks. Outside, stuffed at the net. That's Isaacs. And he gets his hands on this one, but he can't press as Charlie Hancock's ball off the block out of bounds. Point Mountaineers.
Yeah, they fed him a few times. You could see he had to get it eventually.
Danicki. All options available. Richardson goes to his man, Bramwell. Great dig from Danicki. Richardson, backcourt again, Bramwell. They are just going to him, and why wouldn't you? He's the all-time league-leading scorer.
He floats. When you see him come up, when he leaves his feet, it's like watching slow motion, and then the power behind it.
5th-year senior out of Mississauga, Ontario, and he's 6'2", but man, oh man, does he play a lot bigger than that.
Now, usually you see 2 colored socks. I'm seeing 2 different colored shoes on this young man.
He's definitely been a fashion statement all weekend. He had the long sleeves on and multicolored sleeves. Those are finally off. Now he's got the multicolored shoes. Ball is down for the Hawks. Off the block, that's a point for the Mountaineers.
Trevor McLaughlin's had some nice swings.
Mark Kavakis takes his time at the line. Big toss, big swing, and it's a home run out of bounds over the fence.
It's long gone.
We've got Matt Isaacs with the ball for Humber. Big athletic middle. Tough flat serve handled. Kavakis goes to his left side, and we've got a point for the Mountaineers as 2 contacts are called against Humber.
Kavakis had a very nice set there.
Serving Trevor McLaughlin. Eyes up the Hawks defense, tosses and deals. Again, another home run, missing long.
I think they shortened the court last night.
It's tough after playing games late last night, trying to get your legs back, getting focused, as talked about in our pregame. Lewicki's dig, Richardson outside to none other than Bramwell, and again, he's off the mark, off the antenna. Substitution here. We've got the big fella going to the bench. That's Bryce Marcuson. For substitution is Ben Tonin, servant specialist, also the backup libero. Sporting some red knee pads. Lewicki with a hustle play to save it. Free ball offered up by the Hawks. Mountaineers go up the gut. Quick ball. Eric Danicke making the most out of his frame at 6'4".
Now, Steve, I always look at 5 points being like a magic number. You get beyond that, and you've really got to work to get back in the game, especially if the teams are fairly even matched like we have here, number 1 and number 2.
25-20 is really a blowout in this sport. Doesn't seem like it's that far off, but you've really set yourself aside in rally point scoring. Ben Tonin serving. 17-10 lead for the Mountaineers. Stefaniak again can't connect in the middle with Richardson. 4 contacts.
That's 3. He's, and I say we don't know whether it's the set or whether it's the jump or whether that ankle is bothering him. He's got quite heavily taped there.
And it looks like Coach Wilkins has seen enough for the poor start of the Hawks as he puts Patrick Richardson to the bench, bringing in Michael Madsen, third-year player out of Scarborough, Ontario. Much shorter, much less of a presence at the net, but we'll see if his hands can make a little bit of a difference here for the Hawks.
Looks like the coach was thinking it was the setter and not so much the hitter. So we'll see what happens. I like to blame setters anyways.
You know, I was really impressed with Richardson when I saw him here play St. Clair a couple weeks ago. And then the Friday night game, he was unbelievable as Adam Sheedle notches up another kill for the Mountaineers. And just didn't look like he brought his A effort last night, and it's not coming here today again as he finds himself
I hear he appeared a bit nervous in the game yesterday.
Charlie Hancock, big serve. Lewicki with the swing, and he tattoos the ball. Dug up by McLaughlin. Bramwell with the set out to Wilkins. He swings, and the coach plays it.
The coach has to know that he has to call 7th man before he hits that ball if he wants it to play. It's a little known fact.
Matthew Schnarr in his 7th year at the helm of the Mountaineers.
He looks like he's about 21.
Another substitution for the Hawks. They're just letting everybody play. Alex Gibbs, rookie out of Calgary, Alberta, in the game here as Hancock wheels and deals the serve. And there's Stefaniak. He can't connect with anyone.
Yeah.
Wilkins goes to his bench again. This time we're seeing John Obi in for Stefaniak. I don't think Stefaniak has had a good, clean attack today.
No, that's 4 that he's had trouble with.
Hancock rips.
We got ourselves a 10-point difference. That's
make it 11.
Make it, yeah.
And Wilkins goes to his bench even further down the depth chart. 10, Hassam Sayad. If they go any further down the bench, we might not know a single player on the court.
I'm ready to go in, Steve, in case they're a little short.
I'd love to dial it back a few years.
Few.
Big serve. Mountaineers keeping the pressure on. Backcourt, Bramwell. He's probably a guy who will never leave the floor. Triple block out of the middle. That's 10, Hassam Sayad out of Richmond Hill with the block.
Yeah, I think Coach Wilkins can also take a look and figure this game's probably just about over. So let's get the younger players or the less experienced in there. Let the other ones sit down and take a little break before they start the next match.
John Obi into serve. Easy float serve handled by the Mohawk. And we've got a stuff block again in the middle. Looks like a little momentum swing into Humber.
You know, if you're sitting on the bench, you're just dying to get in, and that adrenaline's pumping when the coach calls your number. These guys are flying in that front row right now.
Obi continues to serve. That's a good pass from Trevor McLaughlin. All options available. They go to the right side, dug up by the Hawks. Humber counters to the left side, but Hassam Sayad goes outside the antenna. It's got to go through the antenna, or the antennae. As we've got a timeout called here by Coach Wayne Wilkins, and you're watching OCAA Volleyball here on WeTV.
It's not just about hockey. It's about getting a great education too.
Academics are equally, if not more important, than athletics. The Hockey Canada Skills Academy is a great opportunity for any student athlete to live their dream and chase their passion. It gives them an opportunity to get a workout in the morning, they're physically and mentally engaged, and it helps them as a student as well throughout the day. Our program is not just for the elite athletes, it's for everyone.
And we're back here at the St. Clair Sportsplex. I'm Steve Gomes. To my left is Neil McTavish. We're being privy to a blowout first set here between the Humber Hawks and the Mohawk Mountaineers.
The Mohawk team is really here to play. Humber just no spring in their step. Look at the faces. Hands on the knees. Yeah.
And again, they were here until just about 11:30 last night on the court. Meal provided after by the St. Clair host committee. They didn't get home till well after midnight.
They have to be tired. Away from home.
Serve, Adam Sheedle. Sheedle with the dig. Right side attack here coming from Hancock off the tape point for Humber. Serving Alex Gibbs.
9-point difference.
Hawks looking to just gain some momentum for the next set. Probably out of touch with this one, barring a miracle. Kavakis goes outside. That's number 9, Trevor McLaughlin.
Trevor McLaughlin's had some awesome hits this game.
Substitution for Mohawk, bringing back in the big fella, Bryce Marcuson. Also in to serve is Stephen Falk.
If he keeps doing that, the next couple games, Humber's going to have a hard time.
Falk tosses and goes for it on set point. Big swing at the left side, right into the center tape. Humber flat, losing 25-14 to Mohawk Mountaineers. They took set number 1 emphatically as the teams changed sides, and Humber looking to rebound. Mohawk hopefully looking to keep it on the gas pedal here and win 3-0.
I didn't see anything from the Humber team that impressed me. I was waiting for the league leader, Mr. Bramwell, to show us something. Anyways, we're looking, Sean Lippert and Dave Austin are ready. Take it away, boys.
Thanks, guys. We're down here at the sideline. Dave Austin, this isn't the game that we called at the beginning. We didn't expect this.
Well, we did say one thing, though. It could be tough for Humber to recover from that match last night. So far, that's the case.
Well, I'm looking at Humber right now, and those last 3 points, we're seeing the future of Humber. It looks like they pulled everybody they could from the bench other than keeping 5-year guys out.
Yeah, you never want to be negative, Sean, but you and I both noticed about halfway through that match there was a lot of disinterest, it seemed, on the faces of the Humber players that started this match. It didn't really seem like they wanted to be there, and perhaps Coach Wilkins saw the same thing and decided, I'm going to throw in the B squad here and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. That's the future of Humber's on that floor. We'll see those guys next year. Yeah. But what I see about Mohawk, we're doing, they're spreading that offense around nice and even. And we talked about McLaughlin. That guy hasn't, not to say that he hasn't done much, but he hasn't taken the brunt of the pressure. But he's already got 6 kills today.
Yeah, that's setter Mark Kavakis for Mountaineers. He's a quality setter. He's second-team All-Star this year. He spread it around beautifully. I think Humber was keying on certain players. Didn't expect the McLaughlin to do what he's been doing.
All right, thanks, Dave. We're down here to sidelines, finding all the information you need. We'll send it back to the guys at the table.
And we're back here as Mohawk is already on the floor, ready to go. Humber taking their time in the timeout as Coach Wilkins is looking to inspire his squad. What's he saying to him right now?
Well, first of all, we have to see which squad comes out here on the floor. He had most of, as Dave was saying, next year's team out here. I think he has to tell them to relax, to realize what's at stake here, focus, and get out there and take care of business. Very easy. You're only down one game. To win another game and come back, that's far from being unheard of in this sport.
And Coach Wilkins sends back out the starters. Looks like he's got some faith in his boys to rekindle the fire.
Yeah, he's got fresh legs on the floor now after giving them a little rest there.
We'll see if it makes a difference here. Look to Alex Lewicki as usually the energizer bunny anyways for that team. Bramwell's the kill leader, but Lewicki, when he gets going, just with a few kills, his energy usually sparks.
We didn't see much from Bramwell. I expect they have to get him involved in the game if they want to be a force here.
Again, he had 332 kills on the year. The next leading kill getter was in the low 200s, and that's the St. Clair player, Jason Hernandez. You know, Bramwell's got to be that guy in order for Humber to be successful.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Mohawk serve handled by Lewicki outside to Wilkins and down. Hawks up 1-0 early. Second set.
They seem ecstatic about that point.
Wilkins is a guy that doesn't really get a lot of offense. The outside hitters for Humber usually not prolific scorers. It's Bramwell in the middles that get the job done as the Mountaineers play the ball off the block. Again off the block, ball kept alive. Kavakis goes to the outside and it's handled. Bramwell sets Wilkins outside and Wilkins points again.
I was watching Wilkins take his warm-ups earlier and blowing him off the court. He was happy no matter where he hit him, as long as he hit him hard. He's just got 2 big points for them. He seems like an exciting young man.
Richardson with a tough load serve. Kavakis goes up the middle, and Bryce Marcuson, the 7'2" tall middle, finds the net.
That's must have been the center.
It's hard to hit it in the net when you're that tall. Off the tape, serve handled. Outside attack from Mohawk, and it is out of bounds. Hancock charged with a hitting error.
They were looking for a touch on that one. It didn't come. It wasn't close.
Richardson. Up the middle back and nothing working. Bryce Marcuson out of bounds. We are 5-0 here, Humber. What a turnaround.
And when does he call a timeout?
You don't want to burn it early, but
No.
if it gets too ugly, you kind of have to.
Let's see here.
Off the block and down, and we've got a net violation called against the Mountaineers. Charlie Hancock swing through and touch the tape before the ball hit the floor.
Yeah, caught the tape. Because they were looking to see if he was over the line on that one, but tape first.
Dirty hands called
Yep.
on Mark Kavakis. We've got a substitution, and we're switching it up at the setter position. Or sorry, the outside hitter position. McLaughlin's out. And that's Stephen Falk with the pass that leads to the Mohawk kill. Ball's down.
7-1, still 6 points.
It's that magic 5. It can be erased from an early deficit, but
Yes.
if this continues into the late teens, set will be over before it begins. Huge swing, not even close. Just a bit outside.
Are we watching the same 2 teams play?
No, it's definitely a tale of 2 sets so far. Cameron Wilkins, 6'2", out of Toronto, Ontario, blisters a jump serve, gifts him a free ball. Richardson to Bramwell. Bramwell puts it away like the player we know he is.
That's what we've been waiting for. It's something that I talked about earlier, is the difference between a white end and the green end and the contrast with the ball. I wonder if it comes into play.
Ball's way out on the serve. Bryce Marcuson. Big fella with the serve. Again, that jump float, able to attack the serve down. Richardson goes right side to Bramwell. Kept alive.
Nice fake into the middle there.
Mohawk, nobody home. Somehow Stefaniak ends up with an attack attempt. No dice for Mohawk. Point, Humber.
Coach Wilkins there to make the call on the out, just in case the Lions person missed it.
We've seen Coach Wilkins. He's an excited guy. He gets up and lots of energy for the Humber Hawks. Stefaniak serving, 10-2 the score. Way out of bounds, and we've seen Adam Sheedle take some really bad swings for a fifth-year senior.
Looks like we're getting a substitution here, Steve.
We've got number 2, Ben Tonin, entering the game. He is replacing Mark Kavakis as the setter. Again, those flashy red knee pads are back in play for Mohawk. Rotation error called right away. Down official Paul Higgins catches the setter leaving way too early.
Paul's on the ball.
Experienced official, national official out of Windsor, Ontario. Mohawk goes back outside to Sheedle, and when he's in rhythm, he can do just that, putting the ball to the floor.
Well, he's got to do it 9 more times to get them back in this game.
I don't see it happening. Humber responds up 12-3 after being blown out in the first set. Wilkins, great pass outside Lewicki, and he finds the middle of the net. He's had a tough weekend so far.
He just tried to roll that one. He got a little too fancy.
Serving for Mohawk Mountaineers, number 11, Charlie Hancock. Bramwell passes a dime. They go up the middle to Isaacs. What a dig by Mohawk. Ball finds the line. Kennedy Ramsden puts the flag down.
Because Matt Isaacs hit that almost straight down. It was a great pickup on the other side.
Got to be in position to make plays like that. Wilkins, great passing by the Hawks this set, and Bramwell just tattoos the libero, Bart Jedrzejewski, if we're saying that right.
We're just going to call him Bart from now on. Okay.
That last name.
Jedrzejewski. That's the last time we're going to say it.
Tongue twister.
Maybe on Celebrity Jeopardy.
There you go. Serving Bramwell, bombs it into the tape, and that's 2 missed serves for him. He does not look impressed as Mohawk celebrates the point. 6 serving 13. And it's Sheedle, the senior, attacking Wilkins. Good pass. Bramwell rolls it in. Ball goes outside Mohawk, and that's a catch and a throw. Lift called on Stephen Falk, second-year player out of St. Catharines.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to my niece Emily, who just sent me a message saying she's watching from the University of Waterloo. Emily, hope you're enjoying volleyball. Watch later on when your friend from Kingsville plays in the championship match tonight.
Alex Lewicki bombs a jump serve into the net, and it looks like Humber is starting to get a little less disciplined here at the service stripe. Eric Danicki to serve. Wilkins, Richardson, Bramwell. What a swing, dug up, but we've got a fish on the Mohawk side, caught in the net.
I thought you were talking about the one that was flopping around on the floor after he got hit with the ball.
Bramwell swings a heavy, heavy hand.
Got hit in the gills.
Isaacs with the dig. Stefaniuk with the set. Wilkins scores it for the Hawks.
Wilkins has really come on. He's made the difference in this game.
He's an undersized left-sided, only 6'2".
Only 6'2".
We've got 7 foot plus on the other side of the net. Let's see if he can answer.
I think they're going to him right here. Oh,
they went back right side, and that's a smart play. That is Charlie Hancock, 6'6", out of North Bay in his second year.
If you're defending 7'2", I mean, you're thinking he's getting the ball, so that back set makes it quite deceptive.
As a middle blocker, you've got to commit to the 7-footer. Here's Stefaniuk running the middle, but Richardson dumps the ball instead. Right side to Bramwell, and he's been forced into a few tips. Stefaniuk plays it over. Mohawk back out of the right side, and there's Charlie Hancock. He's Mr. Consistent.
Slowly but surely, we're starting to see the Hancock, or excuse me, the team that we saw in the first game.
16-9, Humber on top. Mark Kavakis. Richardson goes back to Bramwell. They're just setting him everywhere, and he puts it into the net. 6-point lead still for Humber after the error.
Bramwell's had some nice shots, but the consistency isn't there yet. I think if it comes, we're going to see some big plays here.
Mark Kavakis, 6'2" setter, 5th year out of Barrie, Ontario, rips one. Richardson goes up to Stefaniuk. Ooh. Somehow it's kept alive.
It sat on his shoulder for about a second.
Yeah, the down official was looking like was trying to give some help. Didn't end up being taken by the lead official.
Down official is not supposed to do that, but
it's all good. Wilkins calls his timeout as we take a break here on WeTV, OCAA Volleyball.
Manpower, that's our specialty. We use it to build infrastructure, like the $1 billion Parkway. That's real manpower in action. End to end, over 1,000 strong, forming bridges, carving out tunnels, shaping roadways. Our manpower is in demand. Well-trained, highly skilled, tough as nails. We've got what it takes to build your career. A solid career for building a better future. LiUNA. Feel the power.
Hi, I'm Ed Jovanovski. Watch us on WeTV. We got you covered.
And welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex. Steve Gomes and Neil McTavish here. Treated to some good volleyball. 16-11. Humber's on top after being just brutally beaten in the first set.
But it's slipping away. We're down a 5-point lead. I think Humber has to be careful here not to go into the pattern that they showed us in the first game.
That's probably why Coach Wilkins called his timeout, get his team back on track. They definitely have the talent, leading kill-getter in league history.
Yes. And we keep waiting. But keeping in mind their gruesome schedule that
and they go
had
right
yesterday.
back to him on a second tandem pipe ball out of the backcourt.
Did that pop off his head and go out of bounds?
Yes, it did. It's just fun to watch Bramwell jump. He's a high flyer. Out of the middle, the big fella gets it done. Bryce Marcuson, 12 serving 17.
Yeah, you can give Bryce a nice little short set there, and he's so fast on it because he doesn't have to jump. He is jumping, obviously, but he can just pop it over really fast.
You can't teach height.
I've
Wilkins
read
tries
that in
to
a
go
book.
off the block. No touch seen. Out of bounds, point, Mohawk.
Then it was 4.
Stephen Falk serving. Ball handled by NVS. Right side attack from Wilkins, and if he gets going, this team can be dangerous. Cameron Wilkins waiting to serve as Mohawk gets ready. Back set off the block and down. That's a point. Charlie Hancock, again, consistency. Serving substitution here. Corey Hansen comes in for the Mountaineers.
Charlie Hancock has played a good couple of games.
Corey Hansen tosses, floats. Easy ball, all options available for Richardson, and he elects to go to Bramwell. Bramwell always finds a way to score, even on an off-the-net set.
Yeah, his body, he adjusted mid-air to take that one and put it down. Maybe it's the shoes.
When you're spending that much time in the air, it's easy to make decisions on the fly. Off the block, down, and it's in. Point for Humber. Isaacs over there, closing it up.
Yeah, sometimes those blocks off that hit off the side are hard to put back in play.
Turn the outside hand in, guided
That's
it
right.
into the court. Mohawk out of the middle, what a bomb. Eric Danicke. We haven't said his name much.
I had to look at my sheet. Where'd this guy come from? That was a nice hard hit.
Mohawk hoping for more of that. As Isaacs out of the middle answers. Smart play by Richardson to go right back up the middle and answer.
I think Humber will be happy just to go side out till the end of the game.
Bramwell thinking about a serving run here as he unloads on the ball.
That was better.
Play kept alive. Free ball kill. Oh my. Charlie Hancock gets a nice free ball kill.
That was Bart picking up that one in the back.
Who's that guy again?
Bart. B-A-R-T.
Yajewski or something. Richardson overpasses. Wilkins keeps it alive, and Lewicki sends over the free ball.
Yajewski.
Glad you know how to say it. I've tried all morning, I can't. Mohawk brings back Trevor McLaughlin. Heading to the bench is Stephen Falk. As they're within 4 here, 21-17. And now Humber answers with a larger left side. Hassam Sayad replaces Lewicki. And Lewicki's been a big energy guy over the course of the year, and he just hasn't brought much of that this weekend.
Let's see what happens.
Richardson up the middle to Isaacs, kept alive by Mohawk, and they go right back up the gut. Danicke, his ball was dug, it's sent back over. Right side, kill. Charlie Hancock, North Bay's finest.
3 points.
Humber goes back to the bench again for the second string setter. That's Michael Madsen replacing Richardson. Interesting to see Richardson went in the front court going to the bench as he's a much bigger blocker. Bramwell off the net and down, point. Again, Humber just needs to side out here and continue to win this match by an easy 4-point margin that they have right now. Hassam Sayed. Kavakis goes outside, dug up by the Humber D. Bramwell, ball kept alive, the libero. Bart sets up, and no dice, nothing happening for Humber. Or sorry, nothing happening for Mohawk. Humber gets a point, 23-18. Coach Wilkins has his boys in charge here, playing a much better second set.
We talked at the break about the focus, and you can see it right in the kids' eyes.
Well, Coach Wilkins is in his 20th year. He clearly knows what he's doing and what to say to his boys. They were national champs, actually, not too many years ago under his regime. 2 contacts called against Humber, and right back into the game is the big fella for the Mountaineers, looking to make a difference. Bryce Marcuson, 7'2" out of Strathroy, Ontario. And get this, he's got 3 more years of eligibility if he wants them. Ready to block. Hands called. Lift.
What do you think about that call?
I don't think I would have made it.
No. Contacted it very high. You can't call a double on that.
Not off a serve or a first contact. Either way, Hawks still on top by 3. They pump it out to Wilkins. Dug up by the Mohawk D. Right side attack again. Hancock was handled.
Almost went into the stands there.
And a joust at the net. Wilkins won it for the Hawks.
I'm
right
impressed
side,
with
Bramwell.
Wilkins.
Wilkins has really put together a decent match here. Hustle play from the Hawks, can't get it done, and now we're 23-21 for Humber as Lewicki is called upon from Coach Wilkins to enter back into the game as Hassam Sayad grabs a seat.
Coaches are holding on to their timeouts.
This one has the feeling of going into a little extra points.
What was the difference at one point? 9 points, 10 points?
It was big. Off the block and down, and we are within 1.
Okay.
What a comeback.
Substitution.
Richardson comes back into the game as Madsen heads back to the bench. Coach Wilkins is really using his bench today. Eric Danicke serves, handled by Lewicki. There's the experience. Isaacs contacts it twice.
It's double hit.
Good call by Ali Sharif Alam. Humber goes to the timeout at 23 all.
What do you do here?
It has just been a tale of 2 sets. The first set was an absolute blowout in the favor of the Mountaineers. The second set we thought was going to be a Humber blowout. Not so much.
Yeah. And these were the two, number 1 and number 2 team, and that was no myth. And they're showing us some real exciting play right now. This is fun to watch when you see that comeback. So much for that 5-point advantage. But you talked about it. It was an early advantage, and you know, the team settles down, and here we go with a tie game. Go ahead.
I've been really impressed with the play of Charlie Hancock out of North Bay for the Mountaineer team. He's just been consistent, and he kept the pressure on all set long. And he's probably the reason why we're back in a draw score at 23 all.
Yeah, I've admired Charlie there and the consistency and making the plays. He seems to be really excited being out there.
Out of the timeout, Eric Danicke is to serve. Coach Wilkins clearly calls the timeout because he'd love a missed serve here. Let's see if we can chalk a point up to the coach or if he just puts it in and it's a safe serve. Richardson called for the backcourt attack as Paul Higgins spots the infraction.
You and I are sitting right on the attack line, and I watched as he went up, and that toe was right on the line. Good call by the referees.
He double clutched and just couldn't stay behind the line. Humber out of timeouts here, forced to play through. Wilkins goes outside, dug up by Madsen. Bramwell with the dig, probably going back to him, and he flies high off the tape out of bounds, and they give away the second set. Humber up 2 games, or Humber, sorry, trailing 2 games to none after what should have been a blowout set victory.
And you know, we said that Bramwell had to become more of a factor, and it looked like through the midpoint of that game and early on in the game they were feeding him. And then after that, they took him out. Anyways, we're going back to, we'll be
Sean
going back
Lippert.
to Sean.
in the stands with Connor West's family.
Thanks, guys. What a comeback we had there for Fanshawe. It's stealing the game really right there in the end. I'm sitting here with Marion and Bruce West. They're from Lethbridge, Alberta. Their son, Connor, plays for the St. Clair Saints. And I just want to say, you guys have been in a gym a few days here. I mean, you've had 3 kids playing volleyball. You've coached volleyball. How you liking Windsor right now?
Oh, it's awesome, and they've done a wonderful job in organizing this tournament. It's been great.
Now, this is new for us, this Sportsplex. Give us, as an outsider coming in, we're kind of used to it now, but what do you think about it?
Yeah, the facility is just amazing. It's a beautiful gym, great floor, and the atmosphere the last couple of nights with all the support the team has had, it's been pretty amazing to be here and so much fun. I'm sure the guys have just loved playing in this atmosphere.
Well, last night, the St. Clair Saints had the upset of the tournament. Now, they're coming back in tonight for the gold medal match against Niagara. I know what the answers are going to be, but we're going to make this a rhetorical question. Who's going to win the gold medal tonight?
St. Clair.
And you, Bruce?
St. Clair in 3.
Oh, he's calling a number out right there. He's saying 3. That's a dad with some confidence right there. We're going to send it back to the boys at the desk. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. That was fun.
And welcome back courtside here. Steve Gomes and Neil McTavish with you. 2-0 lead for the Mohawk Mountaineers, and they were lucky to escape as the Humber Hawks just collapsed late in that set.
Yeah, I think we had already predicted and anointed the winners in that. As we were saying, look at the stats here for Charlie Hancock. 11 kills. It definitely was a key factor in bringing them back in the game. Look at the digs. He led his team with 13 digs.
A well-rounded player for the Mountaineers. Definitely their moral leader.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to see. Humber's going to really have to put on a performance here for us because they're down. This is a big game. This one, the winner will go on to play Fanshawe in the bronze medal later on this afternoon. So there's, play or go home is what it comes down to, and we'll see what Humber's made out of in the next few minutes.
You just saw a lineup change there for Humber as John Obi is into the game to play middle. Looks like Stefaniak will be the one on the bench. He had a really nice tournament, Stefaniak, up until today. A little rough time in the middle. And also setting is Michael Madsen as Richardson remains on the bench for the Hawks. They trail it 2-0, and they now have a lead of 1-0 as the ball is just long from the Mohawk attacker. Trevor McLaughlin a little too much oomph into that one.
Trying to pick that line.
Tried the corner and missed. Serving Michael Madsen. Outside, Kavakis goes up the middle, and that's the big fella, Bryce Marcuson.
Short set. If you're playing defense, you don't have time to get ready to put up the block.
Trevor McLaughlin serves it up. Lewicki, tough pass, and we've got a blocked ball down. No interference, says the officiating crew, and I think they're right.
It was a very close play, but yes, I think they did a good job on that one.
Trevor McLaughlin continues to float serve. Up the middle, Obi, and he is stuffed. I don't know if you want to set into that middle block at 7'2". You might want to make him move.
Even if he doesn't jump, his hands are still up higher than anybody who's jumping. So you're not going to go through him. You're not going to go over him. I'd go around him.
No, this guy ducks through doorways. Bramwell with the pass. Madsen goes right back to him off the block, kept alive. Kavakis goes outside, and that's a pretty decent swing there from Adam Sheedle, who had a rough first couple of sets.
Looked a lot smoother on that one. He caught some off balance ones in the past sets, but he picked that one up nicely and gave it a good hit.
Serving are the Mountaineers. Madsen goes right side to Wilkins. Wilkins off the block and down as Sheedle doesn't turn in his outside hand. And now he is called for a card. Yellow card, as after the block he slapped the official's chair.
They're calling it close. That's and you have to. You can't let a game of this magnitude get out of hand. I made a little comment, a little slap. It was nothing to the casual observer, but you don't do it when you're standing next to the referee.
No, you can't touch that referee stand. Not a good idea. Huge dig kept alive. Mohawk retains the ball. They go backdoor again, and it's dug up. Kept alive. Bramwell now stuffed at the net. And who is it? None other than Charlie Hancock. Had a couple of swings, and then he put it away with the block.
Charlie's been doubling up with Bryce on some of those blocks too, and it's impenetrable wall.
Well, you're not going to swing at Bryce. You're definitely going to go after the shorter, when I say the shorter 6'6" player. We've got some height on this Mohawk side.
Too bad Bryce's height didn't get that ball over the net on his serve, though.
That's right. That's a couple that he's missed today. John Obi, 6'8", out of Malton, Ontario, and he's a rookie. Again, the future of this Humber team. Up the middle, net sealed by the Hawks.
Great save.
Madsen goes right side to Bramwell, and he just unleashes on a right side ball. Off the defense, out of bounds.
I don't think Humber's going away, Steve. There's a real fury in their eyes.
They just gave away a chance at being knotted up at one set apiece after being blown out in the first set. They've got a little aggression here as Obi serves. Not a float, but had some backspin, not topspin. Interesting. Bramwell goes to Wilkins, kept alive off the block. Right back to Hancock, and he buries it. He came to play today. You think he wants to play in that bronze medal match or what?
Oh, I think so. I wonder if there's some good-natured competition between these two teams, being around the bay from each other, Toronto and Hamilton. Down the Queenie.
Madsen goes outside to Lewicki. This time outside to Sheedle. Now they go back to their boy, Hancock. And again, he gets it done. A little bit of jawing going on through the net here. We'll see if that gets nipped in the bud.
I was just watching the defense for the Mountaineers here, and boy, they're just, everybody was moving together in perfect harmony, waiting to pick that ball up.
Right side set to Bramwell. He's stuffed, and it's in. Point for Mohawk.
Eric Danicke, he's made a couple good plays the last few minutes again.
Mountain of a block.
Well, that's why they're called the Mountaineers.
You caught my pun.
Yes.
Hancock. Gonna get credit for the ace serve. 4 contacts called against Humber as Coach Wilkins takes a timeout, and we're gonna pause for a commercial break here on WeTV, OCAA volleyball action.
Bye.
Great. My car's blocked in.
I got this. I think the parking brake is on. Geez, what's in this thing, rocks?
And welcome back here to the St. Clair College Sportsplex, this beautiful $25 million state-of-the-art facility.
I never knew the price.
Yeah, I weaseled that out of the St. Clair Athletics program last night. And you know what? It's $25 million well spent. The students are getting more than they put in. This atmosphere is fantastic, especially the St. Clair College home games. Into the net, point for the Hawks. Makes it easy to recruit when this is your facility.
Yes. Did you know that the old men's league gets to play here during the days?
You guys are too lucky.
We
Maybe I
have
need to
Mondays and
retire to get some gym
Thursdays.
time
We
in
get to
here.
play in this complex. We feel like charging each of the students that comes to watch is 10 cents a piece, though.
Bramwell gets the ace. He doesn't want to go away. 6 serving 9. Bramwell stares down the defense, tosses and goes. Roll shot in. Outside to Sheedle, and when he's in rhythm, we've said it before, looks pretty.
How do you stop that?
Well, you might want to close the block. Isaacs did a poor job of getting over there.
Yeah, he didn't get over there in time, did he?
But Sheedle, experienced player, knows when to rip. Up the middle, Isaacs. This time, do we have a touch? No
it's
touch.
out of bounds.
Ball's way out of bounds. Sheedle continues to serve. Up 11-6. Ball goes to the backcourt. Sheedle again, and this time he doesn't get it over the net.
Should, call the double instead of 4.
11-7. Hawks still trail. Mountaineers on top, awaiting the serve. Lewicki jump toss and rolls it in. Kavakis goes right side to Hancock, and he finds the line. Nope. Yep, finds the line. Flag indicates in. Hancock still super consistent.
Our technician, Christy, wants you to pick number 9 for player of the game.
Ball goes outside. Point off the block. That's a big fella, Bryce Marcuson. Serving 18, Eric Danicki. Float serve. Up the middle, Isaacs rejected. That middle block, 7'2". Gets it done. And at the net, Madsen can't get it done. Isaacs is hurt. We see Isaacs on the floor in some serious pain. Looks like he's gonna be there for a while.
Yeah, looking at the ankle there.
We're gonna pause, take a break as they deal with the injury. You're watching OCAA Championships Volleyball here on Windsor-Essex Television.
1 out of 7 children across Canada are at risk of going to school on an empty stomach. That's why Breakfast Club of Canada provides a healthy breakfast to school kids nationwide every day, which can help to build a bright future for Canada's children. But there are still many more children who need our help. So please help us provide breakfast to the children who need it. Donate now on our new giving platform, ICanGoWithout.com, and visit breakfastclubcanada.org for more information.
After the injury, we clean up the floor, and Coach Wilkins looks for a substitute down the end of his bench. And Stefaniak is the person, and now, after we come back from the break, Matthew Schnarr decides to call his timeout for Mohawk.
Oh, they're using them early, but
we're going to head back to commercial. Join us in a few moments as we look to wrap up set number 3, OCAA Championship Volleyball here on WeTV.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire.
Play ball!
It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Hi, I'm Ed Jovanovski. Watch us on WeTV. We got you covered.
This time I promise we're back and we're going to get some volleyball action. No more injuries or timeouts here. Eric Danicke is going to serve it up for Mohawk. Up 2-0 and also up 14-7. Surprising here, Humber getting thrashed. Right side, Bramwell, the leading kill getter in the history of OCAA, gets it done.
And we said that the only way they're going to stay in this game is if they feed him.
He's going to need to be fed a lot. He's going to have a huge appetite if he wants to get back in this game. Outside, oh, backcourt, go the Mountaineers, and Sheedle is off the mark.
Look good on TV.
Alex Stefaniuk back in the game for the injured Isaacs. Tough serve handled. Mohawk tries the dump. Kavakis was handled. And now this time it's the left side hitter, Trevor McLaughlin, off the block point for Mohawk.
We could see on that dump that it was going to be blocked. I don't think he took a good look. Those hands were already up there before he tried, but they come out with the point.
They recycled the ball, got it out to their outside hitter, damage done. Mark Kavakis, the setter, goes after it, and not a good choice into the middle of the net. Can be a very good weapon, the jump serve, but it's a feast or famine kind of attempt.
I always look at it as you're either a bum or a hero.
Madsen goes with the float serve and gives Mohawk all the opportunities in the front court. Ball off the defense, out of bounds, point, Mohawk.
He almost went outside into the snow to pick that one up.
We've had some deep freeze here in the most southern point of Canada. Not used to seeing that.
The banana belt.
I feel it in my bones, it's so cold. Great temperature here in the Sportsplex. Weathering us from the storm. Ball goes long.
I think some nerves setting in here as they see the end and their goal and can't close it out just yet.
Wilkins serves down 5. Mohawk goes back to Hancock off the block. Bramwell keeps it alive. Wilkins pumps it out to Lewicki. He's got to send over a free ball. Yeah. Kavakis, Hancock.
You die by the free ball.
Madsen goes backdoor to Bramwell and an odd hitting error from him. Nope, they call a touch. Lead official, Ali Sharif Alam, says, I got that. And I think he's correct.
Didn't seem to be much protest from the coach.
No, body language definitely indicated a correct call was made. We've got a substitution here for Mohawk. Entering the game is number 6, Jason Mueller. He goes in for the big fella, Bryce Marcuson. Mueller is 6'5" out of Kitchener in his second year.
Bryce had missed that last serve of his.
Right side attack, Bramwell. Dug up by Kavakis.
Double.
And some stinky, dirty hands from Trevor McLaughlin. 2 contacts called. A little bit of confusion on the Hawk side as to who's on the floor. Stefaniuk finally gets in position, and we're gone for another point.
They've cracked that 5-point deficit down to 4.
Obi serves. Mohawk called for a lift. That was Mark Kavakis going to the floor to try and set the ball, just couldn't get under it enough. Hawks within 3 now. Could we see the reverse comeback?
Put your prediction in a hat and we'll pull them out at the end.
Not if Charlie Hancock has anything to say about it.
I love the hits down the line. I think what it is, I like to see the surprise on the defensive player's face when the ball hits the ground. I didn't get that.
Well, no kidding, he didn't get it. I think he put a dent in the floor. Tough serve,
Came
and
back.
Hancock is leading by example. Huge kill down the line, ace serve to follow.
He came back with a serve just as hard as his hit, with the same results.
He's got some big levers. Those arms are long and lean. He's ready to just punish another ball here. And he does. Another ace coming, or is it saved? What a hustle play from Madsen to keep it alive. Put away by Eric Danicke. Again, we see Danicke. We don't hear him very often, but when he does, it's a thunder kill.
He went right to the edge of the seats to pick that ball and bring it in. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize on it.
For the Hawks, Lewicki is out. In, number 9, Alex Gibbs. A little more offense coming in here. Gibbs a much taller 6'4". Out of Calgary, Alberta. Let's see if they go to him here. Wilkins gets exploded by a jump serve. Off the tape, out of bounds.
No touch.
And we have a touch indicated.
Well, this will be interesting.
We're going to have a conversation between the line judge and the official.
I looked straight to the line judge to see on that because they were signaling, the team was signaling that no, he didn't touch it, but the lines person said, yes, there's a touch. And it happened so fast.
And Sharif Alam, our head official, decides to take the advice of the line judge. Kennedy Ramsden gets it right. 15, Terrell Bramwell serving, down 5, trying to keep his season alive in his last year of eligibility. Could be the end of his career. Madsen outside, Gibbs, the lefty. Right side attack from Hancock. Wilkins with the dig. In VS, goes to the right side, Bramwell goes long. 21-15. Big lead for Mohawk here as Lewicki enters the game for Humber. Service in. Hawks go right side. And there's Bramwell. With the ball, Lewicki ready to serve, trailing by 5. See if Lewicki can spark him. He's got an aggressive jump serve. Big toss, big swing.
Just barely over the net.
Overpass, Stefaniak slam dunk. Point for the Hawks.
You called it, Steve.
He's coming right after it too again.
Yep. Just barely cleared the net. It was going down all the time.
Big swing again. Another overpass coming, and Wilkins.
Two fast points.
They're sealing the net well, 21-18.
I was just checking the timeouts there. Both teams still have a timeout.
Lewicki trying to keep his season alive. Goes to the short roll, handled by Mohawk, and they go to their boy out of the right side backcourt. C-ball, Charlie Hancock.
Would have you changed up your serve on that one? He came with 2 really hard ones, and then he had a little soft one, soft roller.
Just caught too much of it. If it can drop it in at or before the attack line, probably goes for an ace. Danicke's serve. We've got a joust at the net. Madsen got it over. And the Mountaineers take control. Trevor McLaughlin off. Serving here, Eric Danicke. Off the tape, kept alive by Lewicki. Overpass, and we've got a fish on the net. Humber called on the net. We've got a substitution here in a fury. 13, Christian Delmore comes in to serve for Eric Danicke. This is match point and a berth in the bronze medal game.
That was number 9, Trevor McLaughlin, with that big hit on the other side there.
As we have a timeout here, we'll pause. WeTV volleyball here, OCAA at the St. Clair Sportsplex.
Hi, I'm Ed Jovanovski. Watch us on WeTV. We got you covered.
Match point for Mohawk as they're looking to punch their ticket into the bronze medal game. Richardson for the Hawks goes to Bramwell, and he gets one final kill here. Looks like the existence of the Hawks for the tournament is going to be extinct soon.
Yeah, Bramwell had to have one good hit there.
End his career, actually.
Yep. Oh, no.
Obi gets it done at the net for the Hawks. Stefaniuk serving 20-24.
I smell comeback.
If we see that, I would be extremely shocked. Again, another overpass. We've got a interference call against Mohawk. Mark Kavakis, a 6'2" setter, 5th year out of Barrie, Ontario, reached over the net and interfered.
Yep, didn't give him a chance to make that third hit.
And an ace serve. Neil, what are you predicting here?
It's 2 points now.
This wasn't even close. And now we're 2-point differential here late. Match point again for Mohawk as they go to the right side to Hancock, and
game over.
Hancock is quite a pleasure to watch. Number 11 for the Mohawk Mountaineers. He gets the job done. They take the third set 25-22. We really only had one exciting set in the middle with a huge comeback from Mohawk. Aside from that, they pretty well dominated most of the match. Again, some great volleyball here at the OCAA Championships in Windsor, Ontario at St. Clair College Sportsplex.
I thought there was going to be a big comeback there. That would have been something.
Tough with Humber losing Matt Isaacs, the big 6'4" middle, to the ankle injury as he hobbles over with some assistance from the trainer to shake hands. Class act. The Hawks season comes to a close, and with that, we're going to say goodbye to Alex NVS, who was in his 5th year, and also Terrell Bramwell and Matt Isaacs. Tough for Matt Isaacs to end his career on an injury, not even able to see the last set fight.
He's got quite an ice pack on that ankle there. He turned it there.
And again, we've got Terrell Bramwell leaving as the leading kill getter, leading scorer, almost every offensive category. He's the leader all time in the OCAA. What an accomplishment, what a historic career for Terrell Bramwell. And we've got our host team over there, Sean Lippert and Chris Brecka, to wrap this baby up.
In-studio stuff. We hyped that game up. It could have been like a gold medal match, and it kind of blew up in our face.
It was a little bit of uneventful. I think, you know, the scores were close, but the game really wasn't that close.
You know, when I see things like this, and you know, both these teams they're dejected because they didn't get to the ultimate goal, which would have been the gold medal match, and they played yesterday. And they're trying to find whatever it takes to be motivated early in the morning. I mean, everything's going against these kids.
Yes.
I mean, but let's give it to Mohawk. I mean, if you didn't know what had happened, you would think it was just another day at the beach for these guys.
Yep, they came in, they played a solid game. I mean, they made the corrections that they needed to. They kept the ball in play, and they found the open court on that Humber side, all to their advantage. And yeah, they did pick it up. I mean, they got smacked in the first day, and they came back here proving that they really have something to go for. So.
Well, they called it the backdoor bronze. Mohawk was the #1 seed in this tournament. They ended up losing in an upset, and then they had to battle back, and as far as they can get is into the bronze. So they've had to win 3 matches, and then this is one more match, the 4th match in 36 hours.
Yeah, there's a lot of Flexol in the air.
Yeah, you can smell it. I mean, but that's the toll. We talked about this with Fanshawe. They had to make lemonade with all the things that were happening. Unfortunately for Matt Isaacs, he went down with that ankle injury in the 3rd set. We saw him over there. That's going to be definitely a what do they call it, the third degree sprain that it was.
Yeah, it looked pretty serious.
Yeah, he was in a lot of pain, but give it to him. I mean, he was in the line shaking hands, wincing as they were slapping five.
Yes.
I mean,
It's a tough loss for them.
right. Well, so that's going to set up the bronze medal game. That's going to be Mohawk going to be taking on Fanshawe at 4 o'clock
who's
today.
had a little bit of a rest from this morning.
So both these teams, what they got to do is they got to find something, maybe food for one thing.
That's for sure. They're not going to get much time for rest, so the recovery has got to be immediate.
Yeah. Well, then that also sets up for tonight's gold medal match. St. Clair College going to be taking on Niagara. Now, of course, we all think St. Clair was going to be in that final because you coach here.
Yes.
I live up the road. I mean, so we're a bit of homers, but did we really expect St. Clair to be in the final?
You know what? Again, I mean, we're going to let the facility speak for itself here. This place has generated a lot of energy, and I think it's been positive for our team.
So you're saying that
the home crowd, the home
the
team.
seventh player for sure?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, we have the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board player of the game. Dave Austin's going to have him over at the sideline. That's going to be Charlie Hancock. Go ahead, Dave.
We're here with the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board player of the game, Charlie Hancock. Charlie, we got to stop meeting like this. This is the second time you've copped this award during this tournament.
It's a big honor. But it was a team effort tonight. We all performed extremely well and got it done in 3. It was good.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. It was a tough choice on behalf of the broadcast team because your center, Mark Kabakis, really spread the ball around well in this match, didn't he?
Absolutely. We thought he was an All-Canadian and probably the player of the year in Canada. It was actually an honor to play with him this year. He decided last second, like I did, to come here, so it was really nice to have him for the team this year.
Well, you're being very humble. I noticed fitting end to the match, you hit a bomb out of the right side again, and then you gave the Cam Newton celebration when you were going to the back line. Are you a Cam Newton fan?
Sure am, yeah. He's awesome, man.
Great. So now what do you plan to do in the next couple hours before you play that important bronze medal match tonight at 4 o'clock?
Ice everything, and then do a lot of stretching, get some food and water, and get a little hydration.
Good.
Be ready for 4 o'clock.
Well, best of luck in that bronze medal game at 4 o'clock, Charlie, and continue to play well. We're enjoying watching you.
Thank you so much.
Those go-to guys, I mean, that guy does it all. I mean, he just throws up a rocket for a serve. Then he comes out and just swings away, and he's always bombing balls, and then he's in there on the defense.
Yes, he's definitely your go-to guy, and he certainly came up with the performance that they needed from him today. He's really solid on that right side.
I'm just excited that WeTV is covering all these games so everybody can see these games from all over the world. I mean, earlier I did an interview with Connor West's parents, Marion and Bruce. They're from Lethbridge, but they wanted to be here so bad that they actually got on the plane to fly here and sit in the stands, and they love it.
Well, it's pretty exciting. I mean, the home team, the fans are coming from all over the nation.
Not only are you going to get volleyball here on WeTV, we're also going to bring you a basketball game in between all this action. That game's going to start at 1:30, so you're going to have Durham and St. Clair Saints women's basketball competing. They're in their playoffs. Winners going to keep moving on. They're all fighting for positions. It's busy for us because we're jumping all over the place, but we love it. This is what we love to do. Windsor-Essex Television always showing all our local sports here, and at 1:30 you're going to have that women's basketball game. So tonight you got the bronze medal match at 4 o'clock, and then you're going to have the gold medal match with St. Clair College in Niagara. Now let's talk a little bit about Niagara. This guy, Cole Jordan, he comes in. He should have been, I'm expecting, the go-to guy, the 100% guy they're going to go, but they seem to be spreading around their offense.
Yes, I think that they're offering a balance, that Niagara team.
Yeah? All right. Well, I'm thinking that St. Clair College, what they might want to do is start to spread around their offense. They've been going to some of the same guys over and over again, but you know, if they keep going to the same guys over and over again, they're going to get tired. I mean, they played here till what time did they play till?
They were here, well, we were here till 11:30, I think.
11:30 at night, and then going in for the day. coming back in and then starting a game. I mean, they're all walking around here too. I mean, they're just excited to
I
be
think
here.
they're anxious to get going, but I mean, they have time to rest, right? So
Right.
hopefully they're ready to go.
All right. Well, on behalf of myself, Sean Lippert, and Chris Brecka, and everybody else around here at WeTV, we want to thank you for joining us here for volleyball action. Don't forget, at 1:30, we're going to have the basketball game, Durham and St. Clair, and then at 4 o'clock, we have the bronze medal match, which is going to be Fanshawe and Mohawk, and then at 6 o'clock, the gold medal match. That's going to be Niagara and St. Clair College. We hope that you guys stick around. Thank you for watching us here at WeTV.ca.